The Atsunta Pass trek in Georgia has been one of the best experiences I've had in trekking in my life. Now, I have done lots of treks. I've done treks in India, in other countries, but this trek has stayed with me so much that I feel so happy talking to you about it today. This trek is astounding. It's a flower bouquet trek. The entire trek from the beginning to the end is filled with flowers, wild flowers. It's just growing across the trail on either side. And these flowers are of different colors. You have blues, you have purples, you have oranges, you have yellows and whites. And it is so much filled with flowers that if you take a sweep of your hand and you clutch at the wildflowers, you get a bouquet in your hand. That thick are the wildflowers that you see on either side of the trail, and it stays with you all along. But more than the flower bouquets, it is the culture of the trek is again which has stayed with me so much, because we go to at least 3 or 4 villages on the trek. We start with Omalo, then we go to Dartlo, we go to Girevi, we end the trek in Shatili, and prior to that we have a small village over there, and all of these villages are many centuries old, with architecture of those many centuries old still presiding over the villages. And these architectures are not like our Indian villages that we see. These are still preserved, and they come under the World UNESCO Heritage Sites, where they are really preserved. So no outward construction or none of those things are happening, and we are getting to stay within these villages with the families of these villages over there. And don't think these villages families are poor or poverty stricken. None of those. They are good modern families, but staying in these villages, and they have this ancient culture over them, and these structures, they are so unique, the construction of these villages, that just to see this village and culture, this trek has captivated me. This trek is also a grassland trek, and these grasslands are so different from the grasslands that we see in our country. We are so used to our grasslands in Kashmir and in Himachal Pradesh, and I always kept imagining that grasslands in other countries cannot be better than this, or cannot be as grand as we see in our country. But I was mistaken when I did this Atsunta Pass trek, because here were grasslands which were very different. The layout and the landscaping of these grasslands were so different. It is not something that I have seen, and it's very hard to describe. But you see these grasslands even before the trek and after the trek, these grasslands and extensive grasslands. The pass crossing itself was a very grand, adventurous pass crossing. It goes to 11,500 feet. You start at around 7,500 feet. It's a grueling climb, and it's a lot of fun doing it and getting down to the other side and seeing a whole new scenery on the other side. So that's again something which I really loved. So all in all, this trek is something which was very unique for its culture, the people, the sceneries, the flowers, all put together. It was an astounding experience. But I remember distinctly even the drives before and after the trek took me so much by surprise. I always talk about drives in our some of the Indian treks that we have, but here was a drive which I really enjoyed. I kept my eyes open all the time because I didn't want to miss even a single moment, because I was doing a pass crossing before and I was doing a pass crossing even after the trek on the drive. So it was a beautiful mountain sceneries of the grand Caucasus Mountains that we are talking about over here. So it was a beautiful place. But I love being in Georgia as well. Now, Georgia is an Asian country technically, but it resembles the Eastern European countries that we are talking about. And in our minds, at least in my mind, it was that Eastern European country would not be as glamorous or westernized as the rest of Europe is. But I was very wrong. When I landed in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, I found Tbilisi absolutely matching up with the counterparts in Western Europe in modernity, yet retaining the culture and roots of the ancient civilization which they had. And this beautiful blend brought about this lovely, the culture of the place, the people of that place, the food of the place. For the first time in my life, I actually loved eating outside the food of some other country and enjoying it and finding a lot of resemblance to even some of our Indian food that we have. But the people, they were so warm and welcoming that even 5 years later now, when I'm recording this video for you, I still have such good relationship with them, and they are not the normal citizens, but people living in the villages who we are interacting with, who we trek with. What I want to tell everyone is that only when we step outside our country and we do trek in some other country do we realize that even other countries have such beautiful landscapes to show us, a wonderful culture to be in, and a whole different setting for us to experience, that not trekking in other countries, especially when it is so as budget friendly as Georgia is, it is something which we are missing out and just leaving it on the table, and that's not something we must do.